Hey everybody, Erica Serwin here from Pink Bucker Designs. This week I'm showcasing a new celebration stamp set called Awesome Otters. It's so cute. I love these black and white black line images that you can color in with your Stampin' Blends. I've pulled in elements from lots of different things from the annual catalog, and I'll let you know what I'm using as we go. If you'd like the supply list as well as the measurements, there's a link here on YouTube. You can go back to my blog where there is a free PDF that has the details on this project as well as two others. All right, well, let's get started. Now, I decided to kind of go with a different color scheme. Instead of blues, like you would imagine, we are using Blushing Bride. And I am using a piece of the Marvelous Designer Series paper that is also a celebration product. Celebration products are free. Both of these are free with $50 order. You can combine. If you put in a $100 order, you can actually get both of them for free. So I've cut down a piece of this marbled paper, and I'm actually going to kind of just tear it like this, all right? And it's never going to be exactly the same as the first time you do it, so don't expect it to be. I'm going to put them together like this. Let's see, which one do I want in the front? Maybe I like that one in the front. I've got a piece of white paper that we're going to put them on also. But before we do that, I also want to emboss it, okay? So we're going to bring over our cut and emboss machine, and we're going to emboss it with a Tasteful Textile embossing folder. Have you ever thought about embossing your Designer Series paper? You can do it. All right, let's see. We'll just put them both in like that. Run it through. That's just going to give it a little more texture. Okay, see, isn't that fun? Just a little something to go on it. All right, now, before I put it on this piece of cardstock, we're going to do some stamping. And I've got several texture stamps. I've got the heart from the Turtles, the cute little turtle stamp set. I've got the, let's see, did I bring them over here? I did. I've got the bubbles from Seascape and the hearts from Turtle Friends. And in a minute, we're going to use this little, actually, no, we're not. We're going to use this one right here. But we are using the Seashells from Friends Are Like Seashells, as well as the Sentiment. So 3 different stamp sets there. All right, I'm going to bring over Blushing Bride cardstock or ink, and let me get my grid paper because we're going to do some stamping off. I don't like Blushing Bride in its full form. I want it to be light. So see how I'm stamping off on the grid paper before I actually stamp onto the paper. And I'm going to do the same thing with the hearts. Okay. 1. Well, maybe we need to come down here too. Okay. Now I'm going to stamp the Sentiment in Cinnamon Cider because that is the color we're going to color our otter in a little while. So I'm going to just stamp that right up here in the corner. Okay, now let's go back to our paper. And we're going to put these down. I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on the back of each of them. And let's see, they're a little bit bigger than this piece. And I did that intentionally so I could move things around and cut them where I needed them. Okay, and then this one can go right there. And then you can turn your paper over, get your trimmer or your scissors, and just cut it to match. All right, now I have several different things. I have cut out 2 of these little soft sea foam plants, and they're actually from the succulent dies. I've also cut out the smallest little diorama shape from Crumb Cake, and we're going to add a little bit of texture to this as well. Let's bring back that grid paper one more time, and we will add some texture to this. All right. Now we also need to stamp our otter but we are going to stamp those seashells twice as well. And I'm going to stamp the seashells in cinnamon cider on Whisper or Basic White. I'm going to stamp it once in cinnamon cider, and then I'm going to stamp it again without re-inking. That way one is lighter than the other. It won't be exactly the same. Let me grab another piece of white cardstock for our otter. Let's see, here he is, and we're going to stamp him in Memento. Black on Basic White. Now we're going to use blends to color in our otter. I'm going to use light cinnamon cider. This is just the color that I like for my otter. You can use whichever brown you want. We've got some new skin tone blends coming out in February that will give you even more choices. Not only for our little otter, but for all kinds of skin tones and I think animal colors. They'll make great animal colors as well. All right, so go around, color him in. I am leaving his belly white. Now I'm going to go back in with my dark. And I'm going to go around his belly like that. Just adding a little bit of a dark shadow there. Color in his nose. And then I'm going to take that brush end of my light and I'm going to pull that color out. I'm going to fan it out so that he's a little bit darker in the center and lighter on the outsides. All right, now for our seashells, all I'm going to do is take my blender pen. This has just a clear solvent inside that will pull that ink color from the stamped image to give you some color in the middle of each of your images. I'm not even adding color, I'm just pulling the color from where it's at. All right, now these have coordinating dies, so we will use those to cut them out. Let's get the seashell and the starfish, and we'll cut those out. And then we're going to fussy cut our otter. All right, time to fussy cut. Take your best, smallest pair of scissors. These are the paper snips from Stampin' Up. And just go right on the outside edge. I always like to leave just a very small, shallow white frame around my images to keep it kind of clean. That way you'll only see the black line and not necessarily your cutting. And he's got all these little cute fuzzy hairs at the top, but I'm going to give him a haircut and just take them off. Those are a little bit too hard to cut around. You can always cut around them if you want, but I decided to give him a little haircut. Okay, I think we're ready to put it all together. All right, so we've got this piece. Now we're going to take our, let's start with our green plants first. I'm going to put one like that and one like that. And then we're going to take our dimensionals and we will put this on here like this. And we'll put him right in the middle like that. Then let's take, you know, I think we could just do our Tombow with these. And we're just going to kind of tuck them in and around him. So we'll put one here, and one coming out from behind the plants, like that. And then we'll do one right here. And the sentiment says, friends are like seashells. You collect them along the way. So don't forget to put those seashells on there because it goes really well with the words. Now, my favorite part of this card, besides our cute little otter, are these new Pebble Embellishments. They are just the cutest. So I'm going to add a few of these to the rock that he's standing on. And I'm going to use my take your pick tool to pick them up. And let's get one more. Put one right there. All right. Aren't those fun? That just really adds a lot to your card. All right, let's put it on a Blushing Bride card base. Like that. And I'm going to add some linen thread to the seam of our, or the fold of our card. And then we are done. Isn't that a fun card? I think this is a really special card for someone special. It's got lots of little pieces, lots of detail, which make it really fun. And there you go. Now make sure you hop over to my blog, grab that PDF, and the measurements are there, as well as the supplies and 2 other awesome otter projects. All right, I hope you'll give this card a try yourself. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.